It's been a year. So it's been 1 year since I finished the Google UX certificate course from Coursera, and I have some tips. How easy is it to get a job after the Google UX design course? The Google UX course is the beginning of the journey, not the end. It is a valuable piece of education, and finishing with a Google certificate is a big bonus in my opinion. However, getting a job in the UX field really depends on you and how easy or hard you make it for yourself. So my first tip is to spend a lot of time on your portfolio whilst working on the Google UX course, because the certificate alone is not good enough. It is more of a cherry on top within your CV. And the main course or dessert is the portfolio. The project itself has to look good, and your presentation skills also is very important, because you need to entice the hiring manager to read more. I talk about the UX portfolio in more detail over here, and you can watch this after this video. So what are the struggles of finding the job after the Google UX course? After finishing the Google UX course, the aim is to get a job. In my experience, there were a lot of rejections, and the reason for this is the lack of experience. But how do you get experience if you can't get a job to get experience? This is the most common question in any field of work. So, how do you get real life experience? We have done the theory, we have done the practice from the Google UX course, but we need experience. I think there is two options. Option one is about getting an internship. You will be working for free most likely, but you will gain great experience and a reference, which would boost your chances in the next job. Maybe this internship could even turn into a job after you complete it. So there's always an opportunity in that. Option 2 is freelance and networking. I recommend finding a business and helping them with the UX UI. Just make sure you can showcase this project in your portfolio. If you are interested in continuing freelancing, you can also ask them to give you a review and offer maybe a discounted rate in exchange for sharing this on your portfolio and getting this review. I recommend a video review, as they are always more personal and bound to gain more trust from the potential next client. If you want a full-time career route, this is also great, because often interviewers ask about your portfolio if these projects are real. And because you are completing the Google UX course, most likely they are just personal passion projects. Unless you are still doing your UX Google course right now, I recommend maybe the third project to be a real client work, and then combining the Google UX course with a client to finish the third project. And that is killing two birds with one stone. To get these opportunities, I recommend ongoing on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, joining groups where your target audience would be, or even ask family members or friends who have businesses that may need your help. Continuing learning after the Google UX course. One of the most important things is continuing learning after the course. Like I said, this is just the beginning, and you have so much more to learn. UX design is a rapidly evolving field, and it is so important to stay updated with the latest trends, tools, and methodologies. My favorite way of learning is reading. So here are some super quick books I have read or I'm reading that have helped me in UX. Sprint, Don't Make Me Think, The Design of Everyday Things, UX Team of One. So what is a UX Team of One? This is a great book that I recommend reading. UX is still a relatively new role, and many people don't fully understand what UX really is. You will come across various titles on LinkedIn and other job platforms, including UX UI. Some jobs like mine include UX UI, but the job title may not reflect it. For example, my job title was graphic designer, and now I have changed it to creative designer, as I focus on a lot more than just graphic design. I focus on UX UI, graphic design, website development, and so on. So the UX team of one is pretty common, as many companies cannot afford just a UX designer. So it's important to have these other skills. I recommend starting with UI, which the Google UX course doesn't teach. I did UI before taking the certificate, as I began just as a graphic designer, which led to website design, UI, and finally UX. So I already had a couple of skills to be a team of one. So I definitely recommend starting with UI, as a lot of UX roles do come with parts of UI and so on. So how to learn UI? I think UI is all about practice, and look at other successful websites and apps and replicate them. them, and over time you will learn the softwares and you will learn the methods and what looks good and so on. Join UX communities. I also recommend joining UX specific groups that you can find on LinkedIn and Facebook. These are great resources for community, and I find it super helpful to ask for advice or help in these groups. You can also make friends with the people who understand your work and your struggles with the type of work that comes with. Is the Google UX course worth it? I have answered this question before in my last UX Google course video, but has it changed? No, the answer has not changed. I still believe that this is a great source of learning, and you can come out with a certificate from Google, which, like I said, is a bonus. To conclude, so going back to the first question of how easy is it to find a job in UX, it really depends on how much you do. Improve your portfolio, get real life experience, continue learning, learn new skills to become a team of one, definitely learn UI. And joining communities. This will give you a better chance of getting a job. And if you have enjoyed this video, I also recommend checking out this video where I show my UX portfolio and any tips that I have.